Hey guys, welcome back. Today I've got my little pal here, Cha-Cha. She's barking in the background and everything. I can't seem to get her to kind of settle down or just want to do a video here, so I figured, hey, you want to be on camera? Sure, and you've done it before, right? You were in a kind of like a little commercial thing for a while there. Remember that? Pretty cool. Anyways, this is Cha-Cha, guys. Look at the camera, look at the camera. And anyway, so today we're going to review the Prowler, guys. And I'm just going to put you back over on the couch there. Would you like to try that? Okay. You're a good little guy. So yeah, anyways, today I thought we'd talk about the Prowler. One of my all-time favorites, guys. One of my all-time favorites. Check it out. Rosemary's Killer, a.k.a. I think it was in the UK and stuff. It was known as Rosemary's Killer. Directed by Joe Zito, who also directed Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter, Missing in Action, and Invasion USA. Cha-Cha, stay. Thank you. My apologies for not having done this movie sooner, guys. I like to watch these movies fresh. Of course, I'm always watching all kinds of different stuff, and we're doing reviews on different stuff. I've kind of neglected it. Easily one of my favorites, though. So just I like to watch these movies fresh before I review them, even though I've seen it like 30 times. So my apologies for not having done it sooner. But the first thing about these things, like, this is one of the all-time great slashers, right? We all know that. But it's funny, if you look on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like this, I wanted to talk about that too. Is so often, obviously these movies get a bad rap because people watching these don't have a clue about anything. Like, how can you say these movies are all terrible? Especially something like The Prowler. If you don't even know what you're talking about, you should just keep your mouth shut, right? I mean, I don't understand what the deal is with these guys. And to a lesser extent, IMDb. Of course, if you go on there, the Prowler's got great reviews. There's just fans of these movies are reviewing them. The user reviews, not the critic reviews. And they realize this is one of the greats, and people talking, this, that, why it's so good. And I mean, it just is. But I can't, just for fun, I guess. I was looking at Rotten Tomatoes yesterday on the Prowler, thinking, well, how can you rate this movie? You got to take this movie for what it is. And I mean, and to a lesser extent, comedies always get kind of a rough go too, right? Like an Adam Sandler movie and stuff like that. But I mean, this is one of the all-time heavyweight slashers, from 1981. Right at the beginning of that slasher wave, right? I mean, it was just pure slash, pure stock. It's one of the best, So I thought, well, let's do a review on it. And I was a little irritated looking at this stuff yesterday, so. But I used to rent this thing probably more than Halloween, or at least the same amount. I'd get on my BMX and I'd go down to the shop. And the shop that I actually had this, not every store had this movie. It was probably 3 or 4 communities over. It was like a half a day event almost. Riding your bike for like an hour. Maybe I was skateboarding, I don't know. For like an hour down there, and then you look around for the titles, and then you maybe go get a big gulp and hang out with your friend. Have a burger behind 7-Eleven or something, hot dog or whatever they had, taquitos. And then ride home, right? So you pop this thing in, and it was one of the all-time greats. I don't know if you guys had the same experiences with this movie, but man, that box, where is it? Seeing that on the shelf in a video store, I mean, just epic. For me, this is my all-time. The Video Dead's a good VHS box cover art, but for me, this is my all-time favorite. It's just, there's no painting or artwork on this. It's just a pure photograph of this woman getting like slashed in the pool. I mean, it's legit, man. Like, look at that. Nothing on the back. That's so good. How you doing, Chai? You okay? Okay, hang tight. So yeah, I don't know if you guys had the same experiences renting this thing, but man, you get into the store and you're looking around. Where's the Prowler, and then you see a little pink box and you look and the tape is gone. Quite often they have the tape sitting behind it. But man, I love to rent this thing. It was just like the epitome for me. Like I said, Halloween as well, of course, and Black Christmas. But this was just pure. But so the synopsis of this thing, there's like a flashback scene at the beginning. Starts in 1945, and you see all the GIs coming back from from the war. And it's got some footage of the ships coming in and stuff. And so we get the idea that this guy here, his girlfriend wrote him a letter and said, I can't wait for you any longer. I'm seeing another guy, blah, 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 how it is. I can't wait for you any longer. I still love you and care for you, and blah, blah, blah. Her name is Rosemary. So, flash forward to 1980, the graduation. Now, it's kind of similar to My Bloody Valentine, where you've got, Valentine's Day has been canceled for a long time. And the same thing with this. Like, since 1945, there's been no graduation dance because this guy came back in 1945, pissed, and executed his ex-girlfriend for dumping him. And so, 1980, so there's been no graduation dances since then. Good girl, Cha. Hang tight. There's been no graduation dances since. And then they just had the great idea in 1980 to have this new, to start the dances up again. And lo and behold, people start getting slashed. So, like I said, kind of, there's a whole bunch of years go by where nothing's actually happened, because of the cancellation, and now it starts up again. But the great thing about this guy, so basically it's, is it the same guy coming back after all these years? He'd be pretty old, but that's kind of the idea is, these murders start happening again, up around the graduation dance. So, but the cool thing about this guy is this is the killer's disguise, man, like his guise or his costume. It's wicked. He's wearing like this whole GI outfit, his face is covered with this camo kind of a net, sort of a thing over his head, and he's got like the helmet on, and the full gear, like Rambo style, like green fatigues and stuff. It's just really, really great. And then, when he's getting kind of geared up at the beginning, you kind of see these scenes. It's almost like Rambo-esque, where he's like shoving the knife in here and doing that, and loading his gun, and even lacing his boots up and stuff like this. Fantastic. I mean, it's really, really cool stuff. You just get these kind of action shots, if you will, of him getting dressed and lacing and zipping and, all this kind of stuff. And then from there, he just goes on a warpath. He kind of starts stalking these local, these kids, on the night of the graduation. But this movie evokes like a lot of tension in it. One of the few slashers for me that still kind of has that sort of eerie, kind of creepy tone to it that's like pure slasher. Like there's no cheese really here, like sure there's some scenes at the graduation you can say, oh, it's like 80s cheese, but really this is like a pure stalk and slash. It's nicely shot. There's a softness to the film, kind of reminded me of, which I just talked about, the other week here, was Eyes of a Stranger. There's kind of this weird soft glow to the picture, which is kind of neat, and I really, really dig it. Kind of like a haze, kind of over the whole, almost like a dream sort of thing, but it's not. The whole movie's shot like this. So a little bit like Eyes of a Stranger in that, and, an early film like that too. I love it. And, last but not least, guys, Savini's gore in this thing. I think it's some of his strongest gore. I mean, he had some great set pieces in Maniac, and a lot of other stuff too. But for me, the kills in this thing, again, 1980, 81, brutal kills. Brutal kills, like Bloody Valentine kind of style, like, just all out brutality. It's really, really great. Some of his best effects for sure. Like that pool scene, and the good thing, we'll talk about here in a minute, the Blu-ray. Is it Blue Underground, this one? Yeah, Blue Underground. There's 10 minutes of, we'll get to it in a second. But, this pool scene, fabulous. She's swimming in a pool, and the guy comes up the ladder, he kicks her, he just sort of appears, kicks her into the pool, and then she's swimming away, and then he comes up from behind her, like just grabs a knife, and just working the knife. And the thing about these gore shots, guys, is the shots of these kills, like they're not even like a quick head explosion like in Maniac, and then the camera turns away. Which we do have this in this movie as well. There is a good head shot. He's perfected it, I think, for Maniac. But this pool scene, and a lot of these kills in here, like they're lingering. The camera lingers for a moment, and it just really allows you to kind of feel it and just feel the intensity of these kills and the barbaric nature of it. And I think it's just fantastic the way it's shot. But yeah, so you've got the pool scene. You've got like a knifing and through a guy's skull, him just grabbing a guy's head and just straight through, coming out of under his chin. Lots of throats being slit and like pitchforks going into like chicks in a shower. I mean, dude, it's got everything. It's one of the greats. Chop, simmer down. Hey, sit. But for me, yeah, all time, some of the greatest kills, easily. On the score as well, guys. It's kind of this Henry Manfredini-esque, Friday the 13th kind of style. A lot of, there's no synth. You know, early 80s, but man, he just immediately got away from the synth in this one. Just pure, you know, strings, you know, and just this eerie strings. And Waxwork just put out this soundtrack, which I might have to get, the LP of this. Richard Einhorn is the composer on this one. So good, guys. It rules. But anywho, good girl, good girl. But anyway, this Blu-ray, guys, Blue Underground, not a lot of extras on here, audio commentary, blah, blah, blah. But the cool thing on here is they've got 10 minutes behind the scenes gore footage from Savini of his own personal, like he had somebody shooting with a VHS, you know, showing some of these scenes. And that pool scene, it goes into quite a bit of detail. And man, pretty impressive for what they were doing back in 1980. And just the way they were working the knife and the blood. And there's a lot of blood in this movie. I just think it's fabulous. Audio commentary with Tom Savini too. I might have to listen to that. But this was kind of an older disc now. This is 2010. Love it though, guys. I mean, if you haven't seen The Prowler, get on it. I mean, you know, what the hell are you watching? Easily one of the best slashers out there, for sure. Serious in tone, you know, just all out, you know, gore and stalking. It's wicked. And again, guys, the VHS. Let's see if we can just open this up real quick, just for a little taster for you guys. It's kind of one of those little, the side flap. Look at this. They even have the sticker in the center of the same kill. I mean, why would you not rent this? You know, when you go and see this. This is from Superstar Video, wherever the hell that was. But yeah, so good, guys. So, you know, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when the next reviews are coming. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Leave some comments below if you guys used to cruise down to the store on your board, or if you're like on your BMX going to get a big gulp and renting this kind of stuff. Because I like hearing these stories. Because I mean, I think about that stuff all the time, and I miss it. So damn it, guys. Comments below. Please subscribe, and we will talk to you guys on the next one. Oh, one more thing. You know what? I mentioned in another video I had a whole bunch of posters too. And I actually had, man, it's stupid. I don't know what I was doing. I had this poster, the original one sheet of the Prowler. I don't have the artwork here. Well, it's kind of, it's not really there. Man, so good. Just one of the best, you know, it was all black and white. And you could see the guy kind of coming up the side of a hill with a pitchfork. So good. But anyway, I got rid of it. An idiot. And yeah, I kind of wish I had it now. I needed the cash at the time, so I sold it. But still have a whole bunch more. So we will probably do a video on these posters at some point. So make sure you subscribe. And we'll talk to you guys on the next one, guys. Thank you, Cha-Cha. And we will talk to you guys later. Oh yeah. What's your favorite movie, Cha-Cha? I love The Prowler. Do you? Yeah, so do I. It's awesome. Should we do a review on it today? Since you're barking in the background, we might as well do a little thing. Oh, that sounds about right to me. Okay, well let's start the review then, shall we? All right.